You're standing in a parking lot at your cousin's wedding, watching a woman you barely know slide a handwritten card with $200 cash onto the gift table. Her phone screen catches the light for half a second. Checking balance, $94,000. She's 31. She drives an 8-year-old RAV4 with a faded bumper sticker from a state park you've never heard of. Nobody at the reception talks about what she does for work. Nobody asks about her apartment or her vacation plans. She's just there, quiet, unremarkable. And you realize you've never actually seen this before. Not rich, not struggling, just stable. A floor, not a ceiling. And a car dealer has been texting you about a $489 monthly payment on a new sedan that would look really good in your Instagram story. You drive home that night. You don't post anything. You just delete the car loan calculator tab and start watching. The wedding parking lot. Here's what you learn over the next 10 years. Old money doesn't get richer. It just refuses to get poorer in ways nobody notices. The rules aren't additions. They're subtractions. Behaviors removed. Purchases declined. Announcements withheld. Each subtraction has a small dollar value that compounds silently while everyone else is busy being visible. 3 months after the wedding, you get a raise. $8,400 more per year. Your fingers hover over LinkedIn. You've already typed it out. Excited to share that I've accepted a new role. The cursor blinks. You think about your cousin's phone screen. $94,000, and nobody at that wedding knew what she did for a living. You delete the draft. You close the app. You tell no one. But visibility invites comparison. Comparison invites lifestyle pressure. And lifestyle pressure is the leak that drains every raise before it ever becomes wealth. You stay invisible. The raise goes somewhere else. You're 27 now. Your iPhone 17 Pro has a crack in the corner of the screen. You're standing at a repair kiosk in the mall, and the technician is quoting you $89 for a screen replacement. It's just what people do. You pay the $89. You keep the 2-year-old phone. This is the first visible discipline test. The phone works. The crack is cosmetic. The upgrade is a want dressed up as a need. You learn to see the difference. It's open enrollment week. You're sitting at your office laptop, staring at the HR benefits portal. The 401k contribution slider is set at 6%. You drag it to 12. Your brokerage auto transfer is set to $150 a month. You change it to $350. The $8,400 raise disappears. Not into a nicer apartment. Not into weekend brunches. Not into a car payment. Into assets. Every dollar of it. That's the first real floor. Small but real. Something that exists whether you post about it or not. You're 28. Your dad calls and says he's buying a new car. His 2012 Camry has 130,000 miles on it. He asks if you want it. You park it in your apartment spot. The odometer reads 130,432 miles. The paint is faded. The cloth seats have a coffee stain you'll never get out. But here's the math. $489 a month times 60 months equals $29,340. That's what you would have paid for the sedan the dealer was texting you about 2 years ago. The Camry starts every morning. It gets you to work. It doesn't impress anyone. That's the point. You're 29. You walk into the Community Foundation office on your lunch break. It's a small lobby with fluorescent lights and a water cooler that gurgles. You hand over a check for $1,200. The woman at the desk asks if you want a receipt for the donor wall. You say no. She asks if you want to be listed in the annual report. You say anonymous is fine. She prints a paper receipt. It says, anonymous donor, $1,200. You fold it into your wallet and walk back to work. You don't post about it. You don't share a GoFundMe link. You don't write a caption about how blessed you are to give back. $1,200 a year for 10 years. $12,000 given. 0 social posts. The algorithm doesn't know it happened. The people it helped don't know your name. That's the point. Giving without posting feels like it didn't happen. That's the lie the attention economy tells you. The truth is simpler. The money moved, the help happened, and your need for recognition stayed out of it. Rule 6. Treat boredom like a luxury. It's Saturday morning. You're standing at your kitchen counter with a pour-over coffee and a library book. The window light is coming in at that angle that makes everything look like a film still. Your phone is in the other room, charging. You don't have brunch plans. You're not going to a concert. You're not posting a story about living your best life. You're just here. Bored. Quiet. Present. Your weekend experience budget is $0. Your annual savings from this single habit, $2,400. Over 10 years compounded, that's $34,800. But the real value isn't the money. It's the recalibration. You learn that boredom isn't a problem to solve with spending. It's a space where nothing is being sold to you. The library card in your wallet has 47 checkouts this year. Each one costs $0. Each one filled time that used to leak money. Rule 7. Pay one trusted person, not 5 subscriptions. You're 30. You're sitting in a fee-only financial planner's office. It's modest. A desk, 2 chairs, a plant that might be fake. No screens playing market tickers. She slides an invoice across the desk. $1,500. Annual planning fee. That's it. No percentage of assets. No commission on products. Just one human who answers your questions and tells you when you're being stupid. You used to pay $1,200 a year for 5 different finance subscriptions. Apps that sent you notifications. Newsletters that made you anxious. Podcasts that contradicted each other. You spent more time consuming financial content than actually managing your money. Now you have one invoice, one meeting per year, and silence the rest of the time. The decision fatigue is gone. The algorithm isn't feeding you fear. You just have a plan and a person who checks it once a year. The quiet years. The years pass. Nothing dramatic happens. That's the point. At 29, your brokerage crosses $50,000. You see the number on a monthly statement sitting on your kitchen table. You don't tell anyone. You don't post it. You just make coffee and go to work. At 30, you're walking through the office parking lot and you see a tow truck hooking up your coworker's BMW. The one he leased 2 years ago. The one he posted about with the caption, "Finally." He's standing by the entrance, pretending to be on a phone call, not looking at the truck. You don't say anything. You just walk past. But you think about the $489 monthly payment you never made. You think about where that money is now. At 32, you get a Slack message from someone you barely know. A guy from another department. He's putting together a group to buy a rental property. He says he thought of you because you're the quiet one who doesn't flex. You don't invest with him. The deal doesn't feel right. But you realize something. Your invisibility has become a signal. The people who are paying attention, the ones who aren't distracted by the loudest voices, they've noticed you. Not for what you have, for what you haven't done. The layoff email. You're 36. It's a Tuesday morning. You're standing in your kitchen, waiting for the oven timer to go off. The cat is eating from her bowl by the window. The light is the same as it was 7 years ago, that Saturday morning with the pour-over coffee. Your laptop pings. Slack notification. You open it. Company-wide restructuring. Your role has been affected. Please contact HR to discuss next steps. You read it twice. You close the laptop. You take the bread out of the oven. Your net worth is $418,000. You have 18 months of expenses in a savings account. You have no car payment, no credit card debt, no lifestyle that requires your next paycheck to survive. The layoff email is not a crisis. It's a Tuesday. You feed the cat. You butter the bread. You think about what you want to do next, not what you have to do next. That's the difference. That's what 10 years of subtraction bought you. Not wealth, not luxury, just options, just time, just a floor that holds. Another parking lot. 6 months later, you're at another wedding. Same family, different cousin. The reception is outdoors, and the parking lot looks almost identical to the one from 10 years ago. You're standing by your car, the 2012 Camry. It has 178,000 miles on it now. The paint is more faded. The bumper has a small dent you never fixed. You're holding a handwritten card with $200 cash inside. You walk to the gift table and set it down. A young woman is watching you from across the lot. She's maybe 26. She's looking at your car, then at you, then at the card. You can see her trying to do the math. Trying to figure out what you do for a living, how you afford to give cash when everyone else is using Venmo, why you're not dressed like you're trying to impress anyone. You don't explain. You don't perform. You just walk back to your car. You're the quiet one now. The one nobody talks about. The one with the faded Camry and the handwritten card and the checking balance that would make her phone screen glow if she ever saw it. She doesn't know your net worth. She doesn't know about the layoff that didn't break you, or the subscriptions you never bought, or the raises you never announced. She just sees someone who looks ordinary. Someone who looks stable. Maybe she'll start watching. Maybe she won't. That's not your problem. You drive home. You don't post anything. The algorithm doesn't know you exist. That's the point. Old money doesn't get richer. It just refuses to get poorer in ways nobody notices. And after 10 years of subtraction, you finally understand what your cousin knew at 31, standing in that parking lot with her 8-year-old RAV4 and her $94,000 checking balance. Wealth isn't what you announce. It's what you decline.